Hi, thanks for joining us here at Packling Wool today. We are going to be learning how to knit. So you've got your double knitting yarn and you've got your 5mm needles. Let's get started. So you're going to need your first needle out of the pack and then the tail of the yarn. So we're going to cast on 30 stitches. So just have a little look and say, yeah, about there. So this is going to be the fun method. So we need a long bit to work with. So first we're going to also make a slip knot. So round, so you've made a little loop and then you bring the needle through and pick up that there, and that is a slip stitch. So that counts as your first stitch. So this is your working yarn attached to the ball. So just move that to one side for 1 second so then you don't get tangled up. So the fun method is where we cast on using like a long towel. And then we use our thumb. So thumbs up, scoop up the yarn. You're going to go in through the loop. Then with the yarn that is attached to the ball, you're going to go round the needle and then bring your thumb off and pull tight. Not too tight because we don't actually want you to not be able to get your needle in the stitches. So just a little bit, tight. So again, scoop up the yarn, insert the needle, yarn around the back, and then over. Scoop through, around, over. So we're going to carry on like this until we have 30 stitches on the needle. Scoop through, around, over. Scoop through, around, over. So we got 6, so we'll carry on until 30. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit, but you go at your own speed. There isn't a race at all. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 7. So take the first stitch, so you insert it. This is your first stitch here. So we go into the front of the stitch. There we go, up around the back, out, and then off. There is a nice little saying for this. So in through the window, up around the back, out through the window, off jumps Jack. I'm not too sure where I learnt that. I read it somewhere years ago and it's always stayed with me. So I hope it helps you. So again, we go in the front, up around the back, get out. So you've still got it on this needle here and the back one at the moment, and then you just pull it off. So that's 3 stitches that you've already worked in a knit stitch, and this is also referred to as garter stitch. So again, in, around the back, then out, and then off. In, around the back, out and off. So in, around the back, out and off. So in the front, up around the back, out and off. So I hope you're all with me. You go at your own speed. Once you actually get comfortable with the stitches, you'll be able to go a lot faster. You hold the yarn whatever you feel comfortable. I know some people have it in their fingers. I've always been a flicker, which is what I'm doing now. There's continental, where you hold the yarn in your left hand and you can knit, which is a little bit quicker, but I think this way is just as well, and you are knitting. So we're down to the last 2 stitches. Knit them both. There. And that is your first row of knitted stitches. Now you'll notice that the yarn here is on the right hand side. So this is your right hand side working. So if we turn it around, this will be the wrong side, because now the yarn that we cast it on with is to the left. So you need to carry on knitting until you reach 15 centimeters, which will be a 6-inch square. We'll just do this row. Now, to help you to make all the squares the same size, you can basically write them down as you're doing them. So once you finish a row, you can mark it off, and this is what row counters are great for, because obviously they count your rows. So I'm not pulling the yarn too tightly, I'm just pulling it just enough. If you cannot get your needle into the stitches, then you are too tight. just relax. Let the yarn just flow through your hands. So here we are, we've knitted a few more rows. It should measure about 15 centimetres. So we're going to continue until 15 centimetres in length, and then we will have a 15 centimetre square. So when we have finished our square, we should have 15 centimetres which will make it into a square. You know this is the right side because the towel that we cast it on with is on the right hand side. So this is the right side of the work. So now what we're going to do is cast off all these stitches, and then you have a finished square at the end of it. So now we're ready to cast off our 30 stitches. So we go and knit the first stitch, and that one goes off. Knit the second stitch. So you've got 2 stitches on the right hand needle. The first stitch that you've just knitted will go over the second stitch. That is your first cast off stitch, and you carry on until all the 30 stitches has been worked. And then what you'll get is it will look like this. What you don't want to do is cast them off too tight, because what will happen, they will go tight in and that you won't be able to sew them up. So you need to keep it loose as possible, but not too loose. It's a happy balance. Just down to the last few stitches to cast off. And so the last one, exactly the same. You've got 1 stitch on there. Bring it up a little bit. Get your scissors. Cut the yarn from the ball. Don't need the needles anymore. So then you've got the loop. You've got your yarn. So you just pull the yarn through. And there we have it. Our square. There we go. So that sits nicely. So you'll be wanting to make 5 of these, and then the next time we'll be doing stocking stitch, which is knit and purl. So if you do carry on in this way, so knit 5 more, and when we're finished we'll sew them all together and make a blanket. Thanks for watching.